Welcome to the Straight Truth. Today we're going to be talking about some serious issues, another serious issue. I ran into this video a while back, and I just figured, now's a good time to have the discussion. So without any further ado, welcome to the Straight Truth. I am your host, Dr. Timothy Hart. And of course, we have to do some homework here. So if you're on Facebook right now, you might want to jump over on YouTube, excuse me, so that we can have the discussion. Because of course, Facebook won't allow texting, won't allow chats from this platform. So if you want to get involved in this, I strongly suggest that you bring yourself on over to YouTube. Okay. This subject has been one that has really been needful to discuss. I've never played around with it too much, but this is going to come as a conference that was had, and what they were talking about is, I'll be from 9 to. I'm going to this right here, so that we all understand that this is done fair use. And have it all set up for you. But of course, not everything works out the way we want it to. Okay. Let's see if we can get it going on. All right, it'll be coming up soon. I don't know why. All right. I'll see if we're going to get this thing started. Okay. Now, some of it. You've been on this thing all day. It's just now deciding to clown and act out.
Why has the church allowed it? Think the United States, we're talking about under because of our unspoken participation. Fix it. Question first to Pastor Eric Thomas.
God bless you. Thank you. Let me say this. I believe that our role has been very important.
Wow.
When you speak of the word perversion.
Sound. Come on now. Sound. Come on
It's
now.
in the church. We may not want to admit it, and I'm not saying that everybody is perverted, but it is in the church. It is
Okay.
of sound teaching, sound doctrine.
Okay.
With the Joneses, there are ministries that never talk about perversion. They talk about sexual sins. I think it goes with gospel that we have to preach. We are afraid and many personally. I have gays in my church. So the challenge is we don't want them to leave. And because social media has made it okay.
Back to the beginning.
The language, say the language, but
back to the beginning. Let's go.
Why has it allowed it? Do you think we are responsible for states being plunged into it because of our unspoken participation in it? And how do we? I'm going to read the more time. What is our role in perversion? What has the church? Why has the church allowed it? And do you think we are responsible for the United States, the church,
You can hear this.
being plundered in our unspoken participation, and how to fix it? I want to throw the question first, Pastor Eric Thomas.
God, thank you.
I hope you can hear this.
Thank you very much. Let me say this. Our role has been very important in speaking of the word perversion. It's in the church. We may not want to admit it, but in the church, and I'm not saying everybody is participating in perversion or is perverted, but it is in the church. I think it is the lack of sound teaching, keeping up with the Joneses. There are ministries that never talk about perversion. There are ministries that never talk about sexual sins. I think it goes back to grounds roots gospel that we have to preach everything. We are afraid, and men speak personally. I have gays in my and so is I want them to leave, and because social media has made it okay. The language, or I should say, not the language, but voice in many instances
right
in the
there.
church.
Y'all heard what he said.
Perversion,
You know,
is almost a norm. We have to,
and it's pretty
as a
funny.
church,
It is
understand,
really,
and a lot of
really
us are
funny.
loose there.
It is really, really funny.
have it in my
that
church. And the culture changed.
that he should make that
because
statement.
They don't require.
It's really funny that he should make that statement. Okay, let me stop lying. You know, really, really funny statement. Let me change it over. I hope it's not echoing. Just give me a second. A lot of technical difficulties every time I try to do the thing here. Maybe this is better. This one better? This one better? Better? Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? Okay. Now, I want y'all to hear what he just said. This is what he said. He said, well, there's the perversion at the church, a bunch of rhetoric. Okay. Then he said, I'm going to speak personally, which is what he was doing in the first place. He got gays in his church. Okay. Now, nobody mentioned gay. He mentioned perversion. Okay. Now, I want you all to listen real close, because this is what I've been talking about over the last year or so since I started doing online ministry. I've been talking about that exact thing. Okay. Wherever your mind is, okay, that's the position you're going to talk from. Okay. There are dozens of types of perversion in the church. Number one, the church itself is a perversion. Are you listening to me? Because we have carried over a lot of stuff from Catholicism into the church. There's a lot of paganism in the church. Okay. The fact that there is a same-sex loving population. Are you listening to me? The fact that there's a same-sex loving population is a symptom of the perversion. See, because the Bible talked about a holy people. He told you to come out of the world and be separate. You didn't come out of the world, so guess what you got to deal with now? Let's keep going.
People who cheat on their taxes, they're okay to stay. The people who cheat on their taxes stay. Now, because it is an attack called no matter what it is, it is on now. It is viewed no matter what it is. That the lack of love. It's just love me. It is viewed as the lack of love. They don't love me, and so many times attack on social media hold back the truth. Speaking the truth.
You're not partially responsible. You're totally responsible. Just like saying you sent your child to school, you knew that the lunch they prepared at school was garbage. You knew that it didn't have no nutritional value, but you let your child go and eat it anyway. Child sick, got all kind of issues. Now you want to talk about complicity. Son, listen here. You've been playing this game. Church ain't scared of social media doing nothing. Okay, let's stop playing. Church ain't scared of social media doing nothing. You know what the church is scared of? The church is scared of losing their 501c3, because the minute somebody goes to the government and says they was discriminating against me, all of a sudden now we got a bigger problem. Okay? one thing that reverends and preachers need to do is stop deflecting. Take responsibility. You can't make your parishioners take responsibility. In fact, the Bible says to have your home under subjection with all gravity. You know what that means? That means you have the kind of household that when God comes down, God can see the image of his family in your house. This pastor just deflected. He said, I got gays in my church. He just tiptoed around it. Instead of just saying, listen here, y'all's lifestyle is trash. Y'all, I just got to tell it to you just like that. Your lifestyle doesn't go anywhere. Okay? But guess what? There's many people that have messed up lives. Okay? And that their lives ain't going nowhere. So we're not going to discriminate against you because your life, because of what you're doing, you may think that's okay. But as far as this place is concerned, we have a specific set of rules. Why can't people see? Here's the thing. Why can't you explain to them that there's a particular set of rules that you live by here? It's about preferences, people. It's about preferences. We prefer what God has ordained. We prefer what God has spoken to us through not only the written word, but the revealed word. See, God is about life. Anything that doesn't promote life and any activity that doesn't promote life is vanity. It's a perversion. See?
Us in trouble.
That is really good. And I could say something right there, but I'm rating. So I'm just going to give us the body definition. Is the perversion is something from its original course or state to a distortion